This is your stimulus update for Wednesday, October 21st. So the big news today is the Senate did not pass the $500 billion stimulus package that was put in front of them. It failed to reach the necessary 60 votes in order to pass, and it was divided largely amongst party lines. Now, the bill that they were voting on did not have a provision in it for a direct stimulus payment to the American public. This provided more broad economic relief. So it offered PPP, the Payroll Protection Plan. It offered additional funding for that, and it would have additionally given some money for things like reopening schools and things of that nature. This bill was very similar to one that the Republicans had tried to pass about a month ago, and it was shot down then, and it was shot down now again. Now, I think both parties realized that this package alone was not going to be enough. I think this was more of a band-aid fix in order to tide us over until we were able to pass a more comprehensive stimulus package, hopefully in the next few weeks. Now, when it comes to a broader stimulus package that would involve direct payments to the American public, we all know that Nancy Pelosi had put a deadline of Tuesday for any sort of negotiations. That was sort of the drop-dead date that she had given. Now, obviously, Tuesday has come and passed, and there was no deal that was struck. But even though this deadline has passed, Nancy Pelosi and Steven Mnuchin, they are still continuing to try to work through all of the details. And believe it or not, they actually think that they are coming relatively close to having something that they believe will actually get voted on and get passed. Nancy Pelosi was quoted today as saying, "I'm pretty happy. I think we have the prospect for an agreement." Currently, Democratic leaders are pushing for a $2.2 trillion stimulus. The amount in their budget plan has not changed in roughly the last 60 days or so. Whereas the Republicans, they're looking more for a $1.8 or $1.9 trillion package. So they're off by a couple of $100 billion in their negotiations. And one of the biggest sticking points is just how much money should be given to individual states or individual local governments in order to fight this pandemic. Democrats are saying that they need the money in order to pay for testing and hospitals and things of that nature. Meanwhile, the Republican side is saying that that money would actually be spent on bailing these states out of debt and out of bankruptcy. They're saying that the bloated spending of these states is why they can't afford these basic health necessities in the first place. Now, even if they do come to a deal, it's not guaranteed that this deal would actually be voted on and signed prior to the election. A number of Republicans have already expressed concerns about the overall size of the stimulus package, saying that the American people just simply can't afford to go this far into debt. In addition, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has reportedly told the White House not to accept any kind of stimulus package before the election. President Trump has expressed great interest in getting something signed into legislation quickly before the election. I think he sees himself as trailing in the polls, and so trying to get this stimulus package sent out could be a sign to his voters that he is taking care of them and trying to sway them back to voting for him as opposed to candidate Joe Biden. But regardless, if the bill is signed before or after the election, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is very confident that there will be a bill. She is quoted today as saying there will be a bill. It's just a matter of whether it's before the election or after the election, if it's in time to pay for November rent or not. So that's going to be your stimulus update for Wednesday, October 21st. I'll keep you in the loop as House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Steven Mnuchin continue their talks. This channel is dedicated to all things personal finance. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment down below, and as always, I'll see you all again next time.